So the latest version of the Deepseek V3 model is out and it is called as Deepseek V3.1, and in the Hugging Face page and all other places it is mentioned as Deepseek V3.0.324, whatever that means. So today in this video I'm going to take the latest V3.1 model out for a spin and will ask some questions and see how well it performs when compared with the competition. And now when browsing through Twitter or X, I've seen that a lot of people are mentioning that the latest model from Deepseek is really good at building UI components or web pages using HTML and CSS. So we'll try out that as well. And the model has got even better when it comes to coding is what I've seen. So today in this video, I'll also show you how we can access the latest Deepseek V3.1 model, like 3 different ways, and also the API access. And now, if that sounds interesting, without wasting further ado, let's quickly get started. So this right here is the official page of Deepseek V3.0.324 on Hugging Face. And yes, I know what you're thinking. So we can't really find any info about the model on the Hugging Face page. And I'm also kind of surprised to see why that is the case. And another thing to notice is that the Deepseek company hasn't really, sort of went ahead and put an announcement or any info about this model. So normally if you go ahead and open, let's say, the model card of any other model within Deepseek, for example, this one right here, the R1 model, you can find an extensive list of introduction about the model, the benchmark results, how to access the same, the versions and all that kind of stuff, right? But we can't find none of that for the Deepseek V3.1 model. So whatever be the case, and now if you want to, you can also go ahead and download and run V3.1 locally. And the original size is around 700 GB. So it is a completely open source model. And if you want to, you can actually go ahead and do that. And now comes the main question, and that is how can you access Deepseek V3.1 right now? So you have a couple of these options right here. So first and the obvious one is that you can just head over to chat.deepseek.com, sign up for a new account, and you just make sure to disable this option right here, that is DeepThink, and you can use it. And the Deepseek V3.1 model is already live within the platform. And not just that, if you want to, you can also go ahead and log into your openrouter.ai account. If you don't already have an account, just go ahead and sign up for one. And you can search for Deepseek V3.0.324 and you can start using it from here. So you can click on this chat button and start conversing with the model. And if you want to, you can also go ahead and get the API key and start integrating the same model, that is V3.0.324. And if you head over to lmarena.ai as well, and if you click on this direct chat option and click on this drop down menu, search for Deepseek V3.0.324 and you can use it from here as well. And now in this video, we don't really have much benchmark results and anything as such. So this right here is the K-Course LLM Arena test, and it is like a real world coding benchmark test. And as you can see, the latest model, that is the V3.0.324, is actually ranking number 3, as you can see. So the overall point or the score it has gained is 328.3. And still Claude 3.7 Sonnet Thinking and the 3.5 Sonnet model are topping the chart. But as you can see, the point difference is not that high. And this writer is yet another one. So all test. Okay. So here we have Deepseek V3. Okay. 0.324 and Deepseek R1, O3 Mini and Quen 32B is actually outperforming this one. Okay. So if you want to, you can actually go ahead and refer to all these benchmarks and all this kind of stuff. I'll make sure to drop a link to that in the description below. And now in this video, what I'm basically planning to do is I'll go ahead and ask some of these test questions that I have in here and see how well the AI performs. So first of all, we'll start by copying this question and I'll head back to Deepseek and paste this one right here. So how many are in strawberry? But if you notice in this strawberry, we have actually 3 R's in here alone. Okay. So I'll go ahead and click on send and let's see. So this is what I've been talking about earlier. So even though this is not a reasoning model, this model is still have some kind of reasoning capabilities. As you can see, it is analyzing the question. Normally a model will straight away give you an answer, right? But this thing is still going through, let's say, kind of like a reasoning phase or thinking phase and is finding all this. And as you can see here, we have, what is the final answer? 4 R's in strawberry. And yes, that's correct. We have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that's a pass. So I can go ahead and mark it as passed. Now the next question is how many times can you subtract 10 from 100? And I'll paste it in here. And now this is kind of like a tricky logical question because once you subtract 10 from 100, it becomes 90 and you can't really subtract 10 from 100 anymore, right? So the supposed answer is 1, but let's see how the AI tackles the problem because we still kind of have this reasoning capabilities and the AI model is thinking. So let's see. Okay, so All right, so the AI is aware of this logical thing is what I guess. So potential trick in the question, and as you can see, okay, so you can only subtract 10 from 100 once. After that first subtraction, you no longer have 100, you have 90. So you're not subtracting 10 from 100 anymore, but from 90. So yeah, okay, so therefore answer is given as 1 once, and yes, that is correct. Wow, that's actually nice. I mean, a lot of these models actually failed in this one, but this has passed. Okay, maybe I can make it a bit bigger. And next up, I want to ask a tricky question again. So this question says, the day before yesterday, I was 21 and I will be 24 next year. So what is my birthday? So the original answer is December 31st. So today I am 22. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was 21. And this year itself, I'll be 23 and next year I'll be 24. So that's basically how it is supposed to go through the thinking process and come to the answer. But any which ways, let's just see what the AI comes up with. The birthday is on December 31st and the statement was made on January 1st. Exactly. But the thing is, it actually went through a lot of this thinking process and it took some time for the AI to answer, but that's okay. I'll mark it as passed as well. And now here we have yet another question. I'll maybe open a new chat and put it in here. A son and a father get in a car crash and are rushed to the hospital. The father dies. The son is taken to the operating room and the surgeon says, I cannot operate on this boy. He is my son. How is this possible? It's a pretty simple question because the surgeon is the mother of the son. So let's see. I don't really understand because this is more like a reasoning process, right? The V3.1 is not supposed to be a reasoning model, but when I ask a question, it is kind of like, logically thinking all the possibilities and verifying all the options and then finding and coming to a conclusion. So it is more like a reasoning process is what I would say, but I don't know. It may be like a hybrid model, I guess. And yes, there you have it. The surgeon is the boy's mother. Exactly. Wow, that's also passed. And next up, let's just go ahead and try and ask the AI to create an SVG code for a dragon, or maybe let's say a dinosaur. That would be, let's say, a bit more straightforward, right? I can click on send and let's see. All right, so now the cool thing about writing basic HTML code within Deepseek is that you can literally go ahead and run all within Deepseek. So you don't have to go ahead and copy the code and paste it any other IDE or anything. You'll find that this option that says run HTML. So I'll click on that one and let's see. Is that really a dragon? I mean, dinosaur? I don't know. Maybe let's just ask dragon. Okay, so here we have one for dragon. Let me run it. Is that a dragon? I don't know if I should give a point for this one, but yeah. I mean, it's all imagination at the end, right? I'll give it a pass. Next up, we have create a snake game in HTML. So create a new chat, hit enter and let's see. All right, so there you have it. Run HTML. Okay, use the arrow key. The snake is a bit too fast, but that's okay. The game is working. The score is being updated in real time. And will the game get finished if I hit the wall? Let's see. Oh, there you go. So we have a fully functional snake game as well. Basic thing that which most AI tools can do. Pass. And next up, I'm going to ask some challenge questions from this website right here. And I'll just go ahead and select JavaScript. And this time around, I'll put it in the very hard section. And maybe even versus this one. And then I'll go ahead and copy this entire results just like that. Okay. And now I'll head back to Deepseek and say, can you find a solution to, let's say this, and paste the entire content and hit enter. So basically this is like a coding challenge and it is marked as very hard. And let's see if the AI is able to, let's say, create a solution or come up with a solution for the same in code. Let's see. All right, so there you have the solution code and now I can copy it, head back to the challenge page, paste the code in here, click on check and hopefully it works. Okay, so all the test cases are passed. That's an interesting one. Maybe we can also go ahead and try one from the expert section as well. For example, let's say deep arithmetic. Looks interesting. I can maybe go ahead and copy all of that. Solve yet another one. Paste and hit enter and hopefully the AI is able to solve this as well. So let's see. All right, so there you have it. Maybe I can copy this one, head back to the challenge, code, paste, and click on check. Wow, that's also passed. It's a good one, right? So the AI was able to pass 2 tests from this website right here. So I'll mark it as passed. And next up, I want it to create some weather cards in HTML and CSS. And now this was something that the Claude 3.7 Sonnet really shined. And now I want to see if Deepseek is able to create this one. So let's see. So basically it says create a single HTML file containing CSS and JavaScript to generate an animated weather card. So the card should visually represent the following weather conditions with listing animation and all that kind of stuff. So let's see how the output is going to be. Okay, so there you have it. So this is actually a long code. Let me click on run HTML and see the output. Okay, so this is what it has generated. I mean, if you give subsequent prompts, I believe you can make it come your way, because we have all of these animations. We have snowy, windy, rainy, and sunny. And to be honest, it's actually kind of good. I mean, it is not as perfect as the one that the Claude 3.7 Sonnet was able to generate, but still it is good is what I guess. So I can click on animate all, stop all. That's an interesting one. But the animate all button doesn't work. Okay. And now if you want to, you can ask the AI to fix the alignment issue for this one right here, Sunny. And the tree is actually kind of upside down, right? So we need to invert it or flip it. Okay, you can actually do all of that. And okay, now I see why people were like, okay, this thing or this model is really good when it comes to creating front-end UI components, and that is also a pass. And next up, I'm going to ask a simple question. I'm going to ask how many words in your next response. I know that's going to be how many words are in your next response. Okay, click on send. Let's see. Let's see if the AI is able to find exactly how many words are going to be in the entire response. My next response will contain 5 words. Here are 5 words now. That was like a lame one. My next response will contain 7 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is not a pass, right? I don't know. I mean, truly, it's actually a failed one. And lastly, I also want to ask yet another question, that is to create a modern looking landing page for my web development company called as, let's say, Astro Tech, and I'll hit enter, and let's see how well the Deepseek V3.1 designs UI, and let's see. Alright, so it's actually done. So the code is actually very long, and I had to press continue button once to continue generating the code. And here we have it. And now it's moment of truth. So let's just go ahead and try to run it. Oh, where is it? Okay, run HTML. Let's see. Okay, the font is not that really good, but I like it. The overall layout. Oh, the subtle animation lifting kind of effect. The shadows, recent works. Okay, animations here as well. Cards. Alright, so it's actually good, right? I mean, I get it. I get why people are like the UI part or Deepseek V3.1 is actually good at designing websites. The UI in HTML and CSS is actually kind of good. I get why. And this is actually a solid starting point, and you can now further go ahead and start implementing changes. This one is also actually really great. And now this is all about Deepseek V3.1. And the good thing is that if you want to access it, it is completely free, open source, and you have multiple different options to use it. And now the best and the most straightforward option would be to visit deepseek.com and access it from here directly. And now if you want to integrate it into one of your apps, you can head over to openrouter.ai and use this particular thing, that is the V30324 model, for free. So as you can see, $0 for input tokens, $0 for the output tokens. But this will be like a bit slow, but you can actually use it for free. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you in this video. So I'll see you in the next one.